Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over. We have some new events for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We have some pretty big updates regarding Pokemon Legends ZA and then a few other bits and bobs to cover as well. There's a lot of things to break down and get into today. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, just a quick recap that there is a new Outbreak event happening this weekend in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We have HDvee here tweeting out saying, HDvee update, we have full details of the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet mass Outbreak event in our new section. And of course, this is an Easter event. It's Easter weekend, and that is often associated with eggs, which baby Pokemon are associated with. So that's the reasoning behind this new mass Outbreak event. And then, of course, if we go to the actual HDvee website, it just tells you a little bit more information about it. Of course, these are the normal standard shiny rates. They are not boosted, but they do have a boosted chance of having the Viger mark by 5%. They all have that chance. And of course, in Paldea, you can get Pichu and Happiny. In Kitakami, you can get Munchlax and Riolu, and then in Blueberry Academy, you can get Magby and Elekid. So that's no event you can do right now. Also very useful to do for the item printer as well, because I think like Munchlax fur and like Magby's item and stuff like that for obviously knocking out the Pokemon and getting the materials. Really good for the item printer. So you can properly grind this event and get a ton of really good items and stuff, and then just go crazy on the item printer, hopefully get some Master Balls, some ability patches and stuff like that. So even if you don't need the shinies and stuff, or you're not too bothered about the marks, it's going to be really useful just to go around and knock out all the outbreaks to get all of these items, so you just got a massive stock of materials for the item printer. But anyway, that's the first thing that I wanted to go over. Next up, we actually have a little bit of a Legends ZA hint in the Pokemon anime now, which is very interesting. We have PokeExperto here tweeting out saying Zygarde Shiny has appeared in today's episode of the Pokemon Horizons anime. So they're already kind of showering us with, I guess, hints and stuff and just Easter eggs about Zygarde for Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, of course, Legends ZA doesn't come out till next year, but it wouldn't surprise me if this anime has like a Legends ZA arc, just like they had a Legends Arceus arc in the previous anime. I would not be surprised at all if that was the case. But yeah, interesting that it's a shiny Zygarde as well. I don't think we've had a shiny Zygarde in the anime yet. So yeah, it's also not the full form either. So maybe this thing just keeps appearing. And then obviously you get the 50% form and then the complete form and stuff like that. But either way, very interesting nonetheless. Moving on, we also have Pokemon tweeting this out as well. Again, this is nothing major, but it's just quite interesting that Pokemon have tweeted out the Mega Evolution symbol with the eyes emoji, and then they've hashtagged it Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't think this necessarily means that we're going to be getting news anytime soon. I think it's just like, oh wait, this game's still happening. Here you go. Here's a little bit of a subtle hint towards it and stuff. But yeah, hopefully we get some new Mega Evolution information at like Worlds this year or something. Like Mega Kangaskhan, I think, was revealed at Worlds, or some sort of new Mega Pokemon was revealed at Worlds when Generation 6 was on its way. So hopefully they do that again and we get some more Mega Pokemon announced at Worlds, because it'd be really cool to see some new Mega Pokemon and get people more excited for this game. But either way, yeah, they've tweeted this out. Just very interesting to see. Moving on, we do have some leak updates regarding Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as well from Riddler-Ku. He's actually replied to a few things as well. So obviously, whatever your stance on Riddler-Ku is, he clearly knew a lot of leaks about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Whether he knows leaks about Legends ZA is a completely different topic, but he did, of course, know a lot of stuff about Scarlet and Violet because he leaked a lot of stuff about this. So this is all to do with Rayfurt. Now, Rayfurt is a very mysterious character in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. She very much has like that witch persona. Some of the things that she says, like human sacrificing, and she's obviously trying to get the four ruinous quarter and stuff like that. And she gives you a TM as well. I can't remember what TM it is, but it's something to do like with Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse or something like that. But either way, we have Riddler-Ku here tweeting out saying, let's talk about some interesting stuff. Rayfurt is actually an international criminal in the settings. So in the settings for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, this character was originally going to be an international criminal. She also got a side quest during the DLC development. So I don't know if that was going to pop up in the Teal Mask or the Indigo Disc, but she was actually going to have a side quest as well in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. But almost nothing was implemented in the final game. So I'm assuming the only thing that was like slightly implemented was the fact that she was talking about human sacrifices and she was talking about like Jacques and stuff like that. He then goes on to say Clavel only knows that she's sus, but doesn't know her actual identity. Maybe he would ask the player to keep an eye on her. So that could have been something to do with the quest line or something like that. Like maybe Clavel is like, I'm not 100% sure about Rafa anymore. Keep an eye on her. I think she's up to some shady business. And maybe the quest was to keep an eye on her and then we like battle her or something like that. Because she does have like a Pokeball and everything. And maybe she was going to have a team. But yeah, she definitely gave me like an antagonist kind of vibe as well with all the things that we know about her now. And again, it was apparently originally going to be the case where she was actually going to be an international criminal, and just kind of adds on to the idea that yeah, she was supposed to be evil in some way, shape or form. We have him obviously replying to some certain comments here as well, so cool, I love these scrapped facts, I hope you'll tell us more of them, and he says sure. And then we have, now that I think of it, Scarlet and Violet feel a tad bit unfinished, like I subconsciously know there was supposed to be more content, yet many settings were not implemented and only existed on this. I'm not sure what that is there. It's not translating it for me for whatever reason. And then that's cool. So when's the next ZA trailer? You should ask the promotion department of the Pokemon company. I don't think Riddler Coup obviously knows when the next trailer is going to be. I don't even think when Pokemon themselves know when the next trailer is going to be. And then sounds like worse stuff than like illegal excavation. And there's a male NPC related to her plot that was scrapped later on. So there's going to be another NPC that was scrapped in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC that was related to Rayford as well. Was there something more to the final fight with Terapagos? It was amazing, but it somehow felt unfinished. There's a lot more in the settings, but few implemented. So it seems like these games were actually going to have a lot of like extra gameplay features in regards to the DLC. I mean, we know about the whole IV situation. That was the IV machine or whatever that was also scrapped. But yeah, they were clearly rushed, or there was a lot of reasons as to why these things were not implemented. But yeah, there was a lot more settings and stuff like that. She gave some hints when catching the Treasures of Ruin. Hope there's a last DLC with Rayford as the antagonist. The development team was dismissed, so no more. So yeah, there's not going to be anything more on Scarlet and Violet. I mean, I didn't think there was going to be anything anyway, but that's just confirmation there that Scarlet and Violet are finished. We're now moving on to Legends ZA, potentially Generation 5 remakes before that, but we are done with the Generation 9 main game. Of course, Legends ZA is still going to be Gen 9. Every game that comes out now is still going to be Gen 9 until Generation 10 is released, but yeah, Scarlet and Violet is donezo. So yeah, I really like these interesting facts as well. And again, you know this is all legit as well because he was right about so much stuff in regards to Scarlet and Violet. He leaked everything about it in riddles and stuff. Obviously, Legends ZA is a little bit cloudy on whether he knows stuff about that. We're still kind of waiting to see if he does come out with anything more about the upcoming Pokemon game. But with Scarlet and Violet, you can kind of be like, okay, yeah, he knew a lot of stuff about that. So yeah, it sounds like this DLC could have been even better. I mean, for me, the DLC story was fine. It's just there's nothing really to do after that. Like shiny locking legendaries, stuff like that just wasn't ideal. But obviously all these extra side quests that they were originally going to implement but scrapped just would have made it so much better. But either way, that's the Scarlet and Violet stuff. The next thing that I want to move on to is something that's been kind of like making the rounds overnight, and some people are believing it, some people aren't believing it. We don't really know. There's a bit of evidence to support why it's legit. There's been evidence to support why it's not legit. So I'm just gonna say take it with a massive grain of salt, make your own assumption about it. But there's been a lot of different things and a lot of people talking about it. So it was originally posted by Pokénections and Kalos Capsule. So Pokemon Legends ZA is confirmed to take place in the past. The text has since been changed, but why? Maybe not ready to reveal this yet. And then shout out to Pokénections for pointing this out. To see the full discussion, join the Discord. But either way, this is what apparently the Pokemon Asia English channel description was at some point. So they said Pokemon Legends ZA is an ambitious new entry to the Pokemon video game series, will launch on Nintendo Switch systems in 2025. It then says a new adventure awaits within Lumiose City in a time before Mega Evolutions were discovered, and where an urban redevelopment plan is underway to shape the city into a place that belongs to both people and Pokemon. So obviously the thing that's been changed here is in a time before Mega Evolution. So if this is legit, it does confirm that these games are set before Mega Evolutions were actually a thing, before the first Mega Evolution, you know, Lucario or whatever the first Mega Evolution was. So again, take it with a grain of salt. We're not sure if it's true or not, but there's a lot of things kind of supporting this. There's a lot of things not supporting it. But either way, we'll go over a little bit more information here. So, expected timeline, 700, obviously, yeah, 700 Tower of Mastery built. 1800, the Tower of Mastery abandoned. And then ZA, late 1880s, first known Mega Evolution, Lucario by Karina's ancestor, who must be older than her grandfather and was not originally from Kalos. And then X and Y, Sycamore says Mega Evolution is new. So that's kind of like the timeline that we have an idea about for, I guess, Kalos. You know, we know when the first Mega Evolution kind of happened and stuff. We know when the Tower of Mastery was built, abandoned, everything like that. And then again, we have Kayla here saying, to be clear, not 100% sure the screenshot is real. Neither Pocket nor I originated it. It's difficult to find 100% definitive evidence for/against it, which I find interesting since it's typically easy to disprove. Having doubts, it's good, so feel free to not believe it. And then this is the reasoning as to why it looks a little bit more legit, is looking at some of the other metrics shown in the screenshot. The math is mathing correctly. The fact that everything else matches up for when this screenshot would have been taken, it seems pretty likely that this is real. But again, we don't know. You know, people have looked at the Wayback Machine. It's not there. But again, apparently it was taken. I don't know if this was taken when the game was dropped. I'm assuming it was, because it's not got many views and it's not got many likes and stuff. But either way, it's definitely an interesting post, because obviously if it is true, it would confirm that these games do actually take place in the past, which a lot of people are expecting anyway, because it is a Legends game. You know, Legends Arceus was set in the past, but it gives us more of a time frame as well of when it is actually taking place too, before Mega Evolution was actually like a thing and stuff. We have Soul Silver out here talking about this as well, with a little bit more adding on to it. So, huge find. I'll still do a future Pokemon Legends ZA setting post, but if true, it seems Pokemon Legends ZA is all but confirmed to be in the past. Does this tell us the premise of this game? Remember Rai from Legends Arceus that had a Lucario, and that a Lucario from another land was said to be the world's first Mega Evolution. If Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon Legends ZA are set around the same time, will we meet Rai in Pokemon Legends ZA, and will we play through / experience the first Mega Evolution ever with him? This would just be near the beginning of the Pokemon Legends ZA story, I imagine. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Rai has also said he and his Lucario would test their skills in other places. So obviously, yeah, this is Rai here and stuff like that. Then we obviously have the different kind of text and stuff like that. You know, something the matter, Lucario, I'm right, and you are, okay, you're player, nice to meet you, what is Lucario? It seems Lucario sensed your strong aura too. If you're willing to battle us, could you come to the training grounds? And then obviously he's ready and stuff like that. That was a wonderful battle. Seems we need to redo our training. Thank you for the experience. I can tell you've met many people and Pokemon that's helped you stronger. I think we will test our skills in other places from now on, and obviously those other places could be the Kalos region. And then long ago, a trainer came to this land accompanied by a Lucario. They found 2 strange stones, and this is said to have led to the world's first Mega Evolution. So that actually could be Rai. If they are set around the same time, maybe Rai went over to Kalos and found out about Mega Evolution, and then that is the first Mega Evolution that happened. And of course, we do have the Lucario in the statue of the Tower of Mastery. Now, of course, this is the Wayback thing here, because we have Sanctuary here saying, you know, also just use a Wayback Machine, the screenshot is fake. So many are saying that the original screenshot here is a fake / edited one, and it does seem that way when the Wayback Machine is used, even though I don't know what any of this means. This is why I said if this is true in the original post. Either way, the Rai and first Mega Lucario theory is still very plausible if Pokemon Legends ZA is set in the past. So yeah, even if this screenshot is fake for whatever reason, this still is a very good kind of connection between Rai and the kind of Legends game. So yeah, I mean, maybe it is true, maybe it's not. I looking at the Wayback Machine and looking at the evidence and stuff, it looks less likely to be true now. When this was originally posted, everybody was like, oh my god, this is huge. But now, obviously, more people have taken a look at it, broken it down, used the Wayback Machine. If you don't know what it is, it just allows you to take, like, a view of what web pages looked like before they were changed and stuff. And again, we don't know if this was not kind of on the Wayback Machine page, but apparently was. But again, this is what I mean. This is why it's hard to kind of decipher if it's true or not. But either way, very, very good talking kind of point anyway. But yeah, would you like to see it set in the past? Would you like Rai to be the first person that Mega evolved in the Kalos region? Or do you think it is all just completely false? We do also have this to finish today's video off with as well. So it's another valid potential point towards Pokemon Legends ZA being set in the past by Soul Silver. So if it is set in the future, it'd be like a sequel to Pokemon X and Y. But what about all the fans that have never played Pokemon X and Y? Instead, it being set in the past does not necessarily require fans to know what happened in X and Y, because obviously these things have not happened yet. You don't have to play like Sinnoh to play Legends Arceus, because it takes place before the Sinnoh games actually happened. A past setting gives Game Freak the freedom to tell the independent story too, with just simple references to X and Y, like Pokemon Legends Arceus and Diamond, Pearl and Platinum. This does bring up another valid question too though. When will Gen 6 remakes happen now that Legends ZA is coming? Will they ever happen? So if we do get Generation 5 remakes this year, which again, they are still in the ring, I believe, you know, just because we didn't get them announced on Pokemon Day doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to happen. So if we do get Gen 5 remakes this year, that means the next remakes will be Gen 6. But would we still get that because we've just got Legends ZA? Like, surely they would have done Legends ZA around the same time as the Gen 6 remakes, but that's obviously not going to be the case now. So that's obviously another thing to think about. The other thing about the whole future thing as well is, like, Black and White 3 was a really good kind of point in this situation as well, because if you hadn't played Black and White 2, Black and White 3 might have not made much sense to you, which is another reason as to why, like, maybe they wouldn't have done it. They would have had to have done it in a way where they would have remade like Black and White and then also made Black and White 3 its own kind of thing as well, just so you kind of knew the story and stuff, unless they set it like really far in the future where there's new characters and stuff and everything like that. Like, maybe if we do get a futuristic Kalos game, it's set so far in the future that a lot of the characters just don't, you know, appear there because they've all died and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's definitely a lot of things to talk about today. It's a lot of things, like I say, rumors and stuff to kind of go over, but that is going to be where we do end today's video. So let me know your thoughts on everything that we did cover today. What are your thoughts on this screenshot here? Do you think it is legit or not? Again, you'll have to make your own kind of assumption about it. There's negatives, there's positives for it, but also what do you think about the whole Lucario situation as well? What do you think about all the Rayford leaks and stuff, and the fact that we were going to have new side quests, new characters and stuff that just never made the cut? And then also, what are your thoughts on Pokemon tweeting this out? And make sure to obviously do the event as well if you do want to get some baby Pokemon with all the materials for the item printer. And also, why do you think that this Pokemon Zygarde's form has also appeared in the anime this early on? But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.